Hello, hello. Welcome to the Adventures of Mianna once again. I didn't post a video on Friday. I usually do 3 times a week because I had recorded one, and when I went to post it, found that it had no mic audio. So yeah, I made quite a bit of progress since the last video. As you can see, we are about to hit level 45. I have had some frustrating times again. I found out by reading through the Discord a little bit that my sense that I was using a little bit of extra XP on death was not unfounded. They actually did alter the amount of XP that's lost on death. I don't know what they were trying to balance out with that change, but I guess they're trying to make people less cavalier with lives and raids, you know? But it doesn't really work that way because when you're raiding, you have a cleric that has a 90% res anyway. So really, I think the impact is just hitting people like me who are trying to solo or doing groups, and they happen to not have a cleric, because they upped the XP loss from like 7.5% to like 11.5%, and it's just really it really crushes my soul. I had one death. I was at 98%, about to ding level 45, camped out, and I noticed I was having a connection problem when I camped out. I had a charmed pet at the time, but it said camping 30, 25, 20, all the way down to 0, and then the game just kind of froze there. So I was like, well, so I just alt-tabbed out and closed the game by clicking the X. And when I log back in, of course, I'm dead. So there's 11%, brought me back down to, like 87%, and then I got back up to like 93, and I made a bad decision. Like, I didn't worry about repops. I'm like, well, I'm just going to start doing something else here real quick, and if a repop or two comes, I can keep them mezzed. Well, I ended up getting about 4 repops, which is too much for me to handle, especially since I didn't have AoE mez up, so ended up with another death there. So here I am at 95%, even though I was at 98%, an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours ago, playtime-wise. And it's just, after the second death, I went to play my XR, because it's just so crushing. It's just so crushing. And as my friend Tom was pointing out, like, the our assumed purpose of the increase in XP loss per death is not even affecting, it's not being accomplished at all, because the people that are raiding and are being too cavalier with their deaths are getting reses. So yeah, it's been soul crushing, man. But as you can see, it did fine for a good long while without dying. Got all the way through level 44. About to hit level 45. Planning on doing the Tashani quest line very soon. Hopefully Wolfdar will help me out. When I hit 45, I'm going to run out of here. I think I'm going to keep my bind spot here. Where I am now is at the Evil Eye camp in Lower Guk, because it's safe here. If you're right up against the wall, nothing can see you. And it's right next to where I like to hunt. So I guess I'm gonna have to show the grind again. But I was thinking about making a second video here, so I am a little bit happy that the whole thing didn't work out, because I found an interesting little variation in my routine that ended up being a faster XP. And I'll go into that when I'm there and actually executing that plan. But for now, my family's about to eat lunch, so I think I'm going to pause it and camp out and resume this video when I can play next. But I got the intro done here. You see me sitting here recovering from a res. I was able to get a res on this last one, which is really nice. So I was down to 85%. The first disconnected death I just ate. But this one I was just like, I need to find a res. So I left the corpse with 1 item on it, logged off, played the Ixar, and then now it's the next day. I log in middle of the day, higher pop on the server, and I offered 100 plat and got lucky. Anyways, I'll be back soon in your time. Alright, so here we are at the Evil Eye camp. Evil Eye happens to be up, but that's no concern of ours, because we still have our Evil Eye bag. I should probably pass it off to a mule or something, because I could loot another one, I think. So as we leave, I throw on a rampage. I'm trying to always keep runes and rampages up. The rune 3 I use, it consumes a jasper, which is only like 4 gold. The rune 4 consumes paradots, which are like 10 plat. So I'm not using rune 4s, I'm just using rune 3s. This is the first mob I go for. Luckily he happens to be right here. I noticed with Quarm, mobs can range you, as in if you start casting in range but they go out of range, like with a nuke or something, it won't cast. But they cannot line of sight you. So as a line of sight spell, as long as you cast it while they're in line of sight, it'll land even if they walk around a corner, which is very nice, especially in a situation like this. Now, this guy patrols right up to the water back there and back along this way. Hold on, I got a phone ringing, and my wife's phone isn't even supposed to be here. Oh, it stopped. Alright, so we take this guy and we look for another frog. This guy will patrol all the way up here to this big circular room down here, which is where most of our action is going to be happening later. There's another frog that will patrol this part of the hallway here, but he will curve left at the fork here. So if I can find them both conveniently in the beginning, they're the first pair that I'll do. However, oftentimes that second frog, he's got like a long patrol, so I'll end up grabbing this guy and maybe grabbing another guy right here and having them duel it out in here, and just hoping that now that I've got a fight going on, I don't end up having to deal with that second frog. I root, of course, and I try to keep an eye out using the camera to see if that frog is gonna come meandering up on me. Now we do want to make sure we're inside the hallway, because there is a Lguk knight, which is a big part of our plans for later, that will patrol close enough to aggro if we're sitting out actually in that room. And actually even right here I'm a little iffy, but I think they're around the corner enough to have no problem. But there are a couple of mobs that do patrol around that area. Right now the pet's winning. Before we switch to a nuke, we're going to throw on a fresh rampage, because we got full mana anyway, and the rampage was down to 1 minute. Now we got it back up to 4. And we're going to bust out the nuke set. Now the pet's winning a little too much here. This is ridiculous. But we'll make do. Oh great, not only now the mob, there I got a defense level up when I took a hit there. Rampage is still up. I'm gonna have to pull back the, I hear frogs around here. Let's pull the pet back this way. Okay, I lost Rampage as I did that walk by the mob there. Let's see if we can't throw a fresh root. I hear a frog walking. Not good. Hopefully we're okay. Okay, mob's freshly rooted. Our pet still has 40, but Discordant Mind is able to do about 30 of that. So Discordant Mind plus an Anarchy will take care of him. Unfortunately, it does consume quite a bit of mana. We're going to leave him though while we first take care of this guy. I keep hearing frogs jumping around. I'm really worried about getting an ad right now. So this will get him running. And the Anarchy should finish him off at 12%. Pretty sure. There we go. Now we're at 98%. I think we went up at least 3% on that one. Now I would show you the next pair, but I just got called out to do an errand, so I'm actually going to be logging off now. This is my life, you guys. I am in the middle of family life, and this is how I do. This is why I'm almost always soloing, because most of the time I play, I can squeeze in sometimes as little as 15 minutes, and usually the most is like 40 to an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So, but I'll be back. I'll kill that pair again, and then I'll show you what I do from there, because I think I got a nice little groove going on, and I think it's an interesting one to see. I'll be back. Alright, we are heading back to it. Just got back from installing a projector in my little English classroom school thing in an apartment. So we're probably going to have to take out that first pair again, and I think I would just do it off camera, except that it's probably going to ding me. So I come all the way out here, I find this guy standing right there. I don't know who else I have to worry about right now, but I'm impatient, so I'm going to get started. We're going to grab him. Now we're worried about people off to the right here. They come pathing up those little stairs from the down there, and they will come up to here sometimes. We're also worried about frogs coming over here. And we're also worried about, I think this is the guy who was patrolling this hall. I think that was him, but maybe not. This is really an awkward start to this rotation, but I am going to roll with it for now. And perfect. Now we're gonna scoot this battle inside here. I'm gonna hit him with a root, and then so I can slip by without getting beat on, I'll do a color shift stun. There we go. No hits for me. Pull the pet back a bit. And then re-engage on this side. Okay. So now we met up and we just see how the HP is doing. I keep forgetting. I meant to do it like in 5 different logins now, but as you can see, my pet window's back to the shortened version. And there is, in the extras folder of the Calmethar's UI that I'm using, there is an option for the longer version. So I'm definitely going to have to get that out. Try to remember to make that happen. Oh, we have a charm break. It's been quite a while. Oh, mix that with a root break. Alright, that's my favorite combo. As if one wasn't enough. Now I like to back up. I know I should be using my boots to break the cooldown, but I find that if I back up, even though the stun doesn't last as long as the charm... Oh, another root break. Whoop-de-doo for us, yeah? Just swimming in luck, and there we are, half of our HP gone. Let's see, when things go wrong, they go really wrong. But I think we have time to re-rune and even throw up the illusion. We gotta do it quick though. It's gonna burn a lot of mana as well. As you can see, our pet's getting pretty low now. And let's see how the other mob is at 70. Alright, so we're gonna make sure that he stays rooted. And pet is dead. Wow. So this guy I think is hasted, and that's our problem. Which means he'll make a decent pet. So we're going to pet him up. Troll form will help us regen that HP, and hopefully the rune and the rampage will preserve us until then. So that's the only problem with this camp. Some of these guys, they run by a shaman, they get haste, I've even seen them get like runes from, or like HP buffs from the clerics. There's a priest here and there. It gets ugly. It gets ugly. Root's about to wear off, I think, so we're gonna throw out the mez. Tash. And charm. So hopefully the next one is not buffed. And our guy is buffed, so even though he's down to 66, hopefully it ends up being kind of an even fight. You know, by the time they're ready to be nuked. Hopefully we don't get any more nasty surprises. The worst thing that can happen is what happened there. There's the Zolko Knight. That's a part of my future plans. We're going to leave him alone. We're going to tell the pet to wait here. Where did he go? Okay, he went back down. There should be another one Knight, I think, wandering around the ramparts here. If not, well, kind of throws a wrench in the plans. going to spend a minute to recover here. I'm going to pause. Alright, the minute ended up being about 3 seconds. Let's hope that this guy is not buffed up the wazoo. He doesn't seem to be hasted. Granted, I'm lagging. I'm at like 6,000 ping. Between 3 and 6,000 ping according to the little ping counter at the top of the window here. Or is it the number on the far left? So then I'm at 513. So I don't know. But yeah, I see the pet's making more than a comeback, so we're probably actually going to still have trouble with the pet having too much life. That's what seems like the likely scenario here. But if we do get full XP for both of these kills, we should be all set to be 45. Pretty sure it'll get us there. And it looks like we probably will. Oh, someone's looking for an enchanter LFG for Lord. Well, I would totally be on top of that to rep you. His name is Enchantar, so I assume he's the enchanter looking for a rep. I would totally be down to do that, except I'm playing in a short burst of time again, in the middle of the day here. Alright, this is almost perfect. I like this. Pets at 28, mobs at 23. It's very nice, very nice. So I'm pretty sure this is going to give us 45. And then assuming I have the time, I'm going to show you what I like to do from this point, which I think is actually kind of an interesting, cool little strategy. One of the great things about this these live frogs for an enchanter specifically is that you don't have ghoul roots happening, both on your pet as well as on yourself. We don't want the ghoul root the pet, because if the pet doesn't get ghoul rooted, we have the beautiful opportunity to pull him back right when it's like really low HP. Whereas if he's ghoul rooted, you gotta start casting Invisibility, which is a long cast, and hope you time it right. So you gotta cast it earlier when the mob's got a bunch of HP. Let's see if this dings us. Oh, it didn't even finish him off. Now it should. What? He's still alive? He must have done a... No, there was no partial resist. This guy's just got buff HP. I don't want to mem one of the smaller nukes. I just want to get it over with. There we go. Level 45. We have re-entered hell. Thanks to the Bob for the res that he gave us. Now, I'm not sure if we took care of all the pathers here. Oh, clarity's dropping. So what we are going to do is obviously we're going to refresh clarity. And then I'm going to invis while we met up. Nothing here sees invis, fortunately. The Minotaurs that sometimes see invis because they're buffed, we're assuming, from the shamans, they're on the way to Evil Eye, but nothing over here is seeing invis. So we're going to met up, and it also gives us more time to regenerate our health. Always hate having low health, especially when it's like 70 or below. That's always a little scary, even when you got the runes going on. And look at that, Meditate's already starting to go up. Now, my understanding, and I could be wrong, was that Meditate gives you an extra tick of mana for every, it's either 11 or 12 levels. So I'm always wondering, every time I level up, I think, now it's going to go from, like, in this instance, it's going to go from 225 to 230. Am I going to get another tick of mana out of Meditate per server tick? Another point of mana per server tick. So I have to divide by 12. Let's see, like 12 times 20 is 240, right? We're not hitting 240, we're hitting 230. So 12 times 19? Well, 240 minus 12, 230, 228. So I think, actually, yes, we do get an extra point of mana. Let's see, we're going from 990 to 1015 because of clarity. So that's 25. We're getting 25 per tick now. When we see Meditate skill up to 28, we're going to see if that goes up to 26 per tick. Oh, Invis decided to drop. But you know what? I feel like I got enough mana, especially because the next part of the plan involves showing you what I do with my friend Mr. Zool. And what I do with him gives me a bunch of med time, so I don't mind being a bit low. We're going to re-invis though. We got Rampage up and we're going to wait here because he will come on by. Or maybe we go down and get him. The problem is we don't want to get engaged in a fight down there because he's got his friend Mr. Vis down there with him. And any fighting you do down here, the mob's getting healed like crazy from a shaman and a priest through the wall. And this light blue Con Vis Knight will eventually kill my Zol Knight, who's head and shoulders above him in levels, just because he'll get nearly completely healed multiple times. There he is. All right. So here we go. Watch this. He is so strong, and I assume he's still buffed. I think because he walks down there, as he's walking around there, the shaman buffs him. Oh, what do you know? I'm just such a lucky son of a gun. This guy pops right at the right time, huh? And I would be doing this all so much faster, except lag is just making everything take forever to cast. So we're going to try Beguile here. Only 5 seconds left on Mez. Beguile was strong enough, so he's a bit lower level than usual this time. But I'm kind of happy because I don't know if I would have had time to re-Mez him before that previous Mez broke, and I would have got beat on a bit if I had to switch charm spells. So with this guy back up, I'm a little worried about what else could come sneaking up on me here. But as you can see, right now Pet's at 93 and the target mob's at 67. So he's going to rip through 2 at least, maybe even 3 Froglock Wong Knights. And I'm going to be able to med up the whole time. I'm not nuking. I'm letting him just take the whole kill. I'm not breaking charm and nuking. Just medding up, letting him kill, and also hoping that he gets a bit low on the HP. Sometimes he'll end up killing 2, and on the second one he'll be low enough for me to nuke down. Sometimes it's 3. This time it's looking like it could be 3 or even 4 at this rate. This mob's almost dead, and he's only taken away 20% so far. And we're still going to get half for him, although now that 45 is a hell level, I wonder if we're going to see much progress on that. Well, yeah, there he went down. Pet's still at 81%. We're hoping charm holds, but I feel like I've been rather lucky lately with charm holding. Or maybe I was just very unlucky before. So with that guy repopping, the last time I died is I started this at the wrong time, and I got repopped on by like a bunch of Wongol Knights. So I'm going to fall back to this hall where I know that the maximum number of mobs is always going to be handleable for me. There we go. See, that was perfect. He was respawning and getting ready to get involved here. And I can continue to med up when the time seems right. I will refresh Rampage. Rampage is down to 1 minute on the clock, although it's probably more like a minute and a half. Now, if I were feeling really adventurous, I could even give this guy a couple of weapons, get him, doing all that extra damage, and I could rip through a heck of a lot more frogs. But the thing is, if and or when he does come to beat on me, he could kill me. And even if he doesn't kill me, he could do so much damage that the downtime that would result in just isn't even worth the roll of the dice on it. We are going to keep the mob rooted. Not because we're worried about him running. Running is actually fine. If he picks up another mob, he can just get started on the next one. But it's because we want him to do that extra damage to our pet. We don't want this pet to last too long, because he will break. There, we got 1% in our hell level. And we've basically just been medding up, if you think about it. We're just sitting here medding and throwing out some roots while the pet is ripping stuff apart. Now, here's where it gets more interesting. We got the Vis Knight here. I think let's take care of him next. He should be an easy one, but he could be hasted and whatnot, so maybe not. Hasted and buffed. He probably is. But I think we're out of heal range now. I noticed that they don't get healed up here. It seems to be only down there they get healed. So I don't know what's down in that castle. I don't know what it looks like down there. So I don't know where the healers might be positioned. So, but for whatever reason, oh look, we got this guy up here now. For whatever reason, they never seem to get healed up here, whether I'm anywhere around the circle. But if I go down there, it seems like anywhere down there they're getting healed. Okay, we are full mana. I'm tempted to nuke because I know there's a patrol coming around the bend, but I'm just keeping an eye out for it. I hear frogs walking around. Now this is nice. Pet's down to 40. This guy's going to give us no XP, but I like to get him out of the way because he does walk up here and add on anyway. I'm going to let him run this time. Assuming he doesn't go downstairs. I don't think he does. I think he stays upstairs when he runs. Because the pet's getting low enough to where I don't want him to take any more hits. Okay. Oh, charm break. Wonderful. See, this is where things get mighty iffy. Go finish that guy off. Oh, went up to 2%. Not bad. Not bad, right? Sometimes I think this is the way to go. Holding onto a pet. So now we're going to throw up a fresh rampage before we get involved in something else. We're looking for the Wand Ghoul Knight we saw pathing around. But since I have rampage up, I'm going to pull up a slow. Because now the pet's low enough to where I'm worried about him getting beat down too much by the opposing mob. I don't like to go this deep around the circle. I know the Wand Ghoul Knight should be coming to me, basically. But I also don't want to wait for him. There he is. Okay. Don't want to wait for him because he's got full mana. Oh, he's crushing this Wand Ghoul Knight. So we might not even need the slow. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. The slows might not be the way to go. We're going to switch to nukes. And see, this is the little enhancement to the previous strategy I recorded, which you didn't see because the video had no mic sound, but this was the change that I recorded here that made me want to record here again, even if the first video was fine, just because I really feel like I increased my XP per hour by charming the Zol Knight and not doing the break and nuke game, but keeping him through a few mobs, because it was like a med session. I can med up, and I'm still getting XP as I med, and then at the end, I just get a bunch of XP, because he's a big boy. You know, he's a big boy. Oh, okay. We gotta reroute him. Oh, no. Ah, okay. And bad luck. Ever since I turned on the camera, this, like, did not happen all the way through level 44. Like, at all. Not even once. And then here, with the camera on, not once, but twice. I should just go with the Discordant Mind, make it really finish it. Not once, but twice. We're getting roof breaks at the wrong time and stuff like that happening. There we go. We only went up to 3% on that one. Well, if we had gotten the Wand Ghoul Knight as well, I'm willing to bet we'd be at potentially even 5% in, which for a hell level is not bad. Now, I really need to get out of Guk. My bags are getting full, and I've got an errand to run. I made plans to meet up with Wolfdar at some point. I haven't seen him for a while. And he's going to help me travel around, being the druid that he is. And I like to get rid of troll form when I don't need it. just because it's ugly. He's going to help me travel around and get all the coins I need to get a new Tash spell, Tashani. It's going to require collecting some coins, and I thought that's all it required, but apparently it also requires killing a mob, I heard. Maybe I heard wrong. But anyway, we'll get a new spell. A new Tash, which will be very nice. But there's the coins that I need to collect are all over Norath, primarily in cities, in like the pools of various cities. So before Wolfdar comes on, it's like, hey, let's go do it. I should already have done what I can do myself, and that would be go to Grob and go to Lguk, because they're both pretty close to where I am now. I just really wanted to push for 45, and I did get it. Now, as it usually shakes out, I find myself wanting to push for a bit of a cushion. Because I've heard that if you die and D-level from a hell level, it just sends you way down into the previous level. It's like has some sort of effect that makes it worse. You lose even more XP than you would just dying in a hell level. Well, I'm replying to someone's text and getting jumped, of course, because that's Guck. Wow, that guy really, Oh, and he resisted my... Oh no, we are in trouble. Because I got my buff spell set up. No. No. We're dead. I literally have no tools for this right now. Alright, I was able to, thanks to the spell set thing, I was able to frickin'... Oh my god. See, this is how quick things go sour for me. Whew. Oh my gosh. 28% HP all of a sudden. And I need to go buy bandages. I should really just gate. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to gate out. We're going to go do that stuff. But you got to see my strategy. Got a little bit of a short video, but I don't mind that. And got all the way through level 44 with it. I'm probably going to come back and do 45. I was just talking about how I need to get out of here. Go do what I can for that quest. So I don't have to ask Wolfdar to do it. Was stupid enough to be chilling practically AFK, replying to someone's message while not having my defensive spells up. Getting myself beat down, nearly dead. And I literally just clicked off the troll form, so gotta put that back on, because that's my only way to get HP back. Especially since I have no more bandages right now. And these little brain farts like this, like, so costly. What the heck? Shoot, I forgot this guy is still here. I gotta camp out. Anyway, you guys, camp out, let this guy reset. Might be done for today anyway. That's my little grind here. Kill the Wongol Knights, sick them against each other. 2 in the hall, 2 on the platform out there is my ideal. That's not what happened in the video, but that's my ideal pattern. 2 and 2. After that, I'm kind of down to like 50 mana. I'm up like 10% to 60. Charm that Zolgul Knight, kill that Vis Knight, and then start pulling from the top of the castle with comms, pulling a mob or 2 for the Zolgul Knight to kill. While he's killing mob after mob, I am medding up. By the time he's done and ready to die, I'm able to nuke him and his mob down. Got a bunch of XP, still got almost all my mana, and then I head right back towards the evil eye side of things to start the pattern again. One of my recent deaths was because I did not head back to the evil eye side to start over again. I stayed in that area, and I got popped on. So 11% gone, not worth the risk. Anyway, that's how the grind's been going lately, guys. See you soon. Hopefully we get a cool video with a cool new spot soon, or maybe something with the boys. That would be fun. Peace and love.